This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Barrister to Imperium Chambers. Firstly, I'd like to wish that everyone that watches this channel and everyone in general stays safe from the coronavirus, and those people that sadly have contracted it get better as soon as possible. Hopefully this crisis will go away as soon as possible. As I discussed in my previous video, there's going to be a need for there to be skilled workers post-Brexit. The government's proposed a new points-based system which it says will do the job. I don't think it's going to do the job. I think it's likely to be abused, and it's going to end up with more people that stay in the United Kingdom than will ever go home at the end of their visas. Therefore, I think the only way forward, and the only sensible way forward, and a view that was shared by the Prime Minister, and I hope he makes a speedy recovery, is an earned amnesty. Now, the period of time that the Prime Minister, or he was the Mayor of London, suggested was about 12 years. Now, that's midway between the 10-year lawful residence and the old 14-year illegal route of staying in the United Kingdom that was got rid of in 2012 and replaced by the wholly ridiculous 20 years to get 2.5 years residence. I discussed that the Imperium Chambers would be organising a petition to gather support. The petition is now online. There will be a link above my head as to how you can get to the petition, and at the end of this video I will run the petition site so that you can log on to it or click onto it and hopefully sign the petition. Why the petition? Well, everybody talks about an amnesty and yet there's no real way, well, there isn't really a way of forcing the government to do anything. But if the petition gets 10,000 signatures, currently it's about 1,500, but it's only been going for a day or so. If it gets 10,000 signatures, then the government has to respond. And if it gets 100,000 signatures, then it can be debated in Parliament. Appreciate that this is a time of crisis, and I appreciate that a lot of people are sitting at home wondering what to do. Now, an awful lot of those people will be people that are on the margins of society, people that are not registered as self-employed because they can't, because they don't have leave. They aren't properly employed, so they're not covered by the government's 80% covering of people's salaries because they're not allowed to be employed legally. So these are people who are at the very margins of society. These are people who desperately need help. And the only way that the help is going to come is if people band together and try and do something about this. As I say, the benefits of an earned amnesty are manyfold. One of the benefits of an earned amnesty is the government will know who's in the United Kingdom. Another perhaps more humane reason for having an earned amnesty is at present I know many people that have lived here for many years and due to the hostile environment they've never registered with the GP and they're frightened of the NHS because they think that will somehow be passed on to the Home Office and that may lead to them being removed to the United Kingdom. So it may be a bit too late to implement an earned amnesty at present. It might not. Government has an awful lot of powers, but there is definitely a need to get something done so that the people that are in the United Kingdom and whose Boris Johnson said are never ever going to be removed from the United Kingdom forcefully given the low rate of removals ought to be given the opportunity of contributing to society in the United Kingdom. As I say, it's a very short video. It's to announce the fact that there is a petition, there is something you can do. There are a number of subscribers to my YouTube channel. There are some excellent organisations such as Migrant Voice that also support the idea of an earned amnesty, and there are very many MPs and other people that support this idea. If people are interested, then please sign it. I mean, we are talking about the most marginalised in society, and quite frankly I can't see any other way of bringing them into society. Forcing them to live in the United Kingdom on the margins of society, bringing up families on the margin of society, isn't really the hallmark of a first world country that prides itself in looking after the most vulnerable. Government talks about looking after the most vulnerable and has put into play a raft of different measures. However, these people are outside of that protection, and unless something is done either in respect of this particular crisis, then perhaps, and God willing that there isn't another one, but if there is another crisis, then these people will be protected. So please take some time to look at this video. Please sign this amnesty. Please pass this video around and let's see if something can be done. I appreciate it's going to be very difficult at the moment, but the sooner things start moving, the sooner things start happening, then perhaps once this is over, the momentum will have been created, and perhaps there will be a change that leads to a system whereby the people that are in the United Kingdom do contribute to the economy of the United Kingdom, but don't do so in a way where they are not afforded the protections of society, are allowed to participate properly, and are allowed to bring up their families. Please stay well, as I say. Please look after yourselves. Please follow the government's guidance in respect of self-isolation or isolating. Please avoid large crowds of people, and please stay well. And whatever God you worship, I hope that God looks down and protects us all in this time of need. Thank you very much for watching. This is Paul Turner, the immigration barrister at Imperium Chambers.